First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you girls for listening and clicking on the Girl Math podcast. I would love you girls to subscribe. That would really help me out. And make sure that you're following me on Instagram at Corey Blonde and join the girls group chat for daily updates. Here we go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Girl Math podcast. I'm your host Corey Blonde, and today I'm going to be discussing why I've been radio silent after date number 16 with dog walking guy. So, it might not be the news you're all hoping for, but I'm going to be open and honest and transparent with you, as I always have been throughout this whole process, throughout my whole content creation career. I've always been 100% authentic, whether you like the answer or not. But essentially, dog walking guy knows about the TikToks. He knows about the TikToks, he found out, but not only did he find out on date number 4, around that time. And he didn't tell me until later on, which is not inherently an issue. Like, what this isn't an issue that I'm bringing up to you guys, where it's like make or break, right? But it kind of is. First and foremost, he's fully supportive of the TikToks, fully supportive, wants to support me because he knows that this is what I want to do and what I've been doing anyway. So why would he not, right? Essentially, he went to football. One day, one of the football guys found out about my TikToks, but dog walking guy hadn't told everyone that he was seeing me. So no one knew that it was me, right? But this football guy put 2 and 2 together and went up to dog walking guy and said, I've seen these TikToks that this girl's making. Is this about you? Because it's kind of adding up with the things you're saying. And essentially he was like, oh yeah, that is. And obviously at the time it was still getting quite a few views. So I'd blocked him by this point. I've always been very transparent with that. I'd already blocked him because I didn't want him seeing it. Not that nothing was inherent. I wasn't saying anything bad. Like, I've never said a bad word about this guy. There's nothing bad to say. But I guess it just kind of puts me in a mind frame knowing if he sees these TikToks that I'm talking about him, it's kind of like embarrassing for me if I rock up at the date and it's like, do you know what I mean? There's that dynamic there. But I hold my hands up and say I probably should have told him from the get-go. But equally, I've been doing this content thing since we were in college, even before. So I've known this man since college. We've known each other for 8+ years, or known of each other for 8+ years. And we've only started dating over the last 2 months. Now, where the problem comes in is the miscommunication, I think, on both parts. I think he should have told me sooner. I should have told him probably from the get-go. But I guess where I'm coming from is I don't want to seek approval from a man to do what I'm doing already, because I'm going to do it anyway. And it's like, this is my career. This is what I love doing. I've always been authentic in what I do. And it's only up until the dog walking guy series that things have seriously started to pick up a bit. And obviously I've had podcasts throughout the years. I started my first podcast in 2020 and then I progressed to this one, which I've had for 2 years. So it's like, I've always been very open about my life and always documented it, right? And I would never say his name. I would never show his face. So there is not an issue. However, the issue lies with, he brought it up to me and he said, there is no issue with you uploading. I want to support and whatever you want to do, but it's affecting how I can be 100% myself. So I'm dating a guy now who can't 100% be himself because I'm talking about everything he's doing online, right? And everything he's doing is amazing. I'm saying the small gestures, the big gestures, just the story times from my experience. And that's the way I see it. Now, I said to him, I completely get it. Like, completely get it. And I know you're not saying this, but this is now where I'm coming from, where it's like, I'm now going to feel a certain way when I upload. I'm now going to feel like, should I upload this? Can I upload this? I'm now going to feel a bit held back in terms of what I can upload. And it's not because you've said you can't, because I know you haven't. That's not what's going on here. But you can't be 100% yourself. And I want you to be 100% yourself, because if you can't be 100% yourself, I then can't be 100% myself. And then we're only kidding ourselves here. What kind of relationship is this, you know? So where it was left was kind of open-ended. And we both want to figure it out. We both want to work out on it. But it's just, I think it's a difficult one to navigate, because this isn't a normal situation that we're both in. I'm in the public eye. He's not. I'm someone that overshares online or just overshares in general. He's not the type. So I think maybe, I don't know what the feeling is, but I know that his friends have obviously come to him after the football situation and said to him or teased him or made fun of him or something, I don't know, right? Which goes back to this toxic masculinity, which is like partly why I think men don't treat women how they should be, because of the view of other men, which is toxic. And not to say that's dog walking guy, but that's just an inherent issue that we have in today's society of men. And it actually opens a bigger question and a bigger issue. I've received a lot of DMs. When I say a lot, I mean hundreds, like hundreds on Instagram of you girls coming to me saying how this dating series is really helping you. It brings peace to your day. Like, it shows you that there are good men out there, that you're used to crappy men, and all of a sudden, like, you now feel like there is hope, right? Which there is, because there's nothing wrong with dog walking guy. However, no one's perfect. I put people on pedestals. I have an issue with that. I'm never gonna be inauthentic, right? So I've always been authentic. Dog walking guy is still amazing. However, I said to him, like, I showed him one of the messages and I said, look, this is the impact you're having in a positive way. I don't see it as people's opinions. I don't care about people's opinions. I never have and I never will, because my goals are much bigger than myself. I want to help people. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I've always shared things with the intention of helping people, whether that's personal, mental, whatever issues I'm dealing with at the time, whether that's eating issues or mental health struggles, anxiety, depression, dyslexia, being neurodivergent, like things like that, right? And dating, I've always made content about my life, and I thought you would know. So my error here was that I assumed that he would kind of know, and I didn't really have to explain. But I also know that I don't have to explain myself, right? I've always typically been that person that has had to seek approval in other people to do things. But when it comes to content, now, after having abusive relationships, shit relationships, having a lot of opinions in my ear about what I do, I've not come this far to come this far. I've not just burnt bridges. I've not left an amazing life in London, and chosen something that aligns more with me, and missing out on all of the luxurious side of life and ripping away everything, turning down great job opportunities to invest in myself and invest in this career for nothing. I've not come this far to come this far. So now I'm not going to let someone else's opinion, whether that's your friends or whatever it is, on my content to stop what I'm doing. I'm not going to do that. And I said to him, I said, look, I want to prioritize you and I want to prioritize your feelings, but I prioritize myself and I prioritize my career way more. So obviously I want to work things out with you, but I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to seek approval in someone else when it's not affecting your reputation in any way, because I'm not sharing your identity in any way. So I've made that mistake before where I've posted my exes, and obviously I'm not going to do that again, because of the prime reason that I'm in the public eye, and it is difficult when you're in the public eye and you share a relationship and you share everything about your life. Things can get messy, right? Things can get messy. So I'm now in a position where I've purposely not done that, so things don't get messy. Not that they would, and not that he has said anything, just to reiterate. But it's just like, I don't want anyone to ever feel like, if you're in a relationship and you want to do something, but you're worried about what the other person's thinking, and you're obviously, that's a part of being in a relationship. Like, you do need to consider other people's feelings to a degree, but in the same breath, we're still young. I still have a lot of life to live. I still have a lot of things to achieve. I'm a big achiever. I'm a big dreamer. I want to achieve what I want to achieve. Otherwise, I'm going to build resentment for you for not doing what I want to do to put you first, to put you above me and you on a pedestal, which I have done previously before, and I'm recognizing the patterns, and I'm not going to do that again. I have lost myself completely. I am not going to lose myself for a man just to keep him closer. I am not going to lose a part of me just in order to keep someone close to me. That is not what I'm going to do. And I said to him, this is me. I'm going to obviously respect your boundaries. I'm obviously going to respect your emotions, and I understand where you're coming from, but I'm not going to change who I am. I am not going to change what I want to do for you. Like, you have to come into my life and add to my life. You have to add value, just like I have to add value to yours, right? Now, there's going to be a way around it. I'm sure we can compromise on something. Maybe he's fine with it. Maybe we're just both spiraling. I don't know. I know he is fine with me posting. So it's not the case of like, I won't post or anything, but it's just, I obviously have to take into consideration his feelings. But at the end of the day, it's not like I've shared anything bad, as I've said. I wouldn't either. Even if I did, I've had crappy abusive men in my life, but I've not explicitly shared things that make things obvious about who it is or what it is. And at the end of the day, even if God forbid I shared something of my experience that was genuine and true, this comes back to the problem of men love to silence women. And this isn't to do with dog walking guys, this is a completely separate flipping issue. In this society, we are built to be silent and try and keep the peace for the sake of someone else, for the sake of a man. I am sick and tired, and I have sat on so much shit that's happened to me, and I've not let it affect me to the point where I've stopped doing what I want to do. I've always pushed through, so I've not come this far to reiterate. I've not gone through what I've gone through just to stay silent. My whole sole fucking purpose of this podcast and to content create is to help women. Now I'm seeing that I'm helping women by sharing this experience. I'm passionate about sharing this experience because I know what it's like to be on a shit end of men. So the fact that I now see that this is working, I'm almost disappointed. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't disappointed in the outcome of this, even if it is minor, even if it just feels like he can't be 100% himself, like he's fine with it but he just can't be himself. And I'm like, I just want everyone to win in this situation. I just want to be able to have a great relationship. I want to be able to have a great career. Why can't I have that both? I can, I deserve to, and that's what I should strive to have. But in today's society, it's fucking hard. It's hard to do that because a lot of men are egotistical, narcissists. A lot of men only want to gain for their own benefit and have a pretty woman on their side. A lot of men don't want to see women win. I've said this time and time again. That is a lot of men. It's not all men, but it's a lot of men. It's difficult to find a man that will truly support you throughout everything. And that's not to say, you know, you need to worship the ground I walk on. It's equal playing field here. But in the same breath, it's like, I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to make a name of myself. And if you can't handle it, you need to tell me now, because I don't want to get later down the line. I don't want to have kids with you later down the line and I'm in the public eye and you can't hack it anymore. We need to have these hard conversations now. Dating isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It has to get to the honeymoon phase and then you have to drop off and see, shit, do we actually align? And the story time I'm sitting on is from date 16, where me and Dog Walking Guy had a conversation because we both agreed on the fact that, like, okay, we've both agreed that we both have major interest in each other. We both like each other. But the question is, do we align? And if we don't align, if we do align, is there things that we can incorporate that we will align on things, right? And you're not going to align on everything. That's just normal. That's a healthy relationship, actually, because you want the balance. But you need to align on the key elements here. And for me, my key element, my most important thing is content. My most important thing is my career and what makes me happy. This makes me happy. 8-year-old me would be fucking happy with where I'm at right now. I used to sit in this same goddamn room talking to the same goddamn camera. Maybe I've upgraded now, but I had an iPad. Then I did iMovie. Then I ventured into other things. And I've had this incredible life. I've moved to London. I thought I had the love of my life. I'd moved out with this guy. I'd moved out to my own flat. All to it come crumbling down. And yet I still put this camera up. And this is the second time I've tried to record this because my camera effed up. My laptop keeps effing up. And it's like, nothing stops me from fucking doing what I want to do. No opinion, no person. My parents don't really agree with what I do. I'm going to fucking do it. I'm sorry. Like, I've not turned down things. I've not broken my life into tiny little bits and been a broke ass bitch just to give up. Now, why would I give up? That's giving up not only me and my dreams, that's giving up on my whole soul identity and purpose. My whole purpose, I know, is to help people and to do what I'm doing right now. And that is what my God-given gift is on this earth. So why would I? Why would I give up? And that's the only thing that I see a point in living for. And that's deep as fuck. But like, that's just the fucking truth. I don't see a point otherwise, right? If I didn't have this, I don't know what I'd have. And that's a scary fucking place to be in. And I'm passionate about what I do. And I'm always going to be authentic. And that's something I'm always going to do. So you either like that or you fucking don't. And I said to him, like, I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not, whether it's what you want to hear or not. And I'm sorry that I haven't told you that I was creating content about our dating process. But again, this, for my intention was to help other women and show other women that there are great men, because I have shown the other side of men as well. And for men's sake as well, I used to think it was all men. I said it was all men. Like, I literally was a man hater for so long. If you go back in my TikToks, you'll see me crashing out. And it's just a case of like, damn, there is actually a man that's good. And I need you girls to see it too, because I've been on that side. And I wish I had someone like me in that point to be like, okay, damn, there actually is someone good out there. Because I've been hopeless before, to the point where it's no return, right? And this man comes through and he's amazing. And there's just this tiny little blip, let's say, and I want to work through it. I said to him, I want to work through this with you. I want to be proactive and problem solve this, but I need you to trust me, and I need you to understand that this is what I was doing before you met me, and I'm not going to stop doing it. But I also want to work things out with you and have a future with you, because I really like you and I genuinely think you could be the one, right? And I don't just date to date. I've said that many times. I don't date to date. I date with the intention of marriage. So that's why this is important to me. And I'm obviously going to keep it transparent with you girls that this is what is happening. And we knew that it was going to happen at some point, right? Like, we knew he would find out because of what's happened. Like, I go out in public and girls see me and they go, oh, that's dog walking guy girl. I'd love to not be known as that, but like, that's just the case, right? That's how it is. My main point being is dog walking guy is an amazing guy. He really, truly is. There is not really many flaws I can see. Obviously, no one's perfect. There's definitely flaws. And I definitely put people on pedestals, which is another issue that I need to reflect upon myself and think, okay, is this man actually as great as I think he is? Because there's obviously issues now, but I have to realise no one's perfect. I think this guy's amazing. So why should I not still pursue things and try? But the way that the conversation was left is a bit open-ended with dog walking guy. So we need to have another conversation. You have to choose your hard. My hard is the fact that, okay, I used to just cut people out in this scenario. I would see that, okay, there's a slight issue here. I'm just going to cut it just to save the hassle, save the future issue later down the line. Because I would think very forward, right? Because I'm an anxious person. Anxiety looks into the future, depression looks into the past, right? I do both. So I have a mixture. I was the type of person that would just cut people off. I was very cutthroat. But now I'm at the point where it's like, right, if I actually want to pursue this person, the grass is not greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. And I know that's cliche. I choose to water this grass because I know this is a good man. I appreciate every little thing he does because I know what it's like to be treated like shit, okay? I've had that. And my standards are still high for men because I've been in a very serious committed relationship before. So I know what it's like to work through issues. And that's what growing up is doing to me. Like, I'm realizing I need to work through this and not just run away from it because this guy is actually good for me. Damn, am I loving myself for the first time? Like, yeah, this is me choosing to love myself. I don't naturally love myself. I haven't. I have never. And the fact that this is now coming to surface is actually revolutionary for me. And I'm glad that this has happened. I'm glad that it's happened this way because I'm like, at the end of the day, I would not react like this before, and it's shown how far I've come. I used to self-sabotage. I would choose what's not best for me because that's all I've ever known, because I'm used to the chaos. I'm used to the drama. My trauma responses are all over the place. So for once in my life, I'm looking at this situation. I'm like, I actually want this guy and I actually want this career for myself. I want both and I deserve both and I should have both, as should you, as should anyone. And you should never, ever, 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 for the love of fucking God, let a man dictate what you do, whether that's what you wear, who you're friends with, your career, how you act, everything. You will regret that for the rest of your goddamn fucking life. Do you really think your mother pushed you out and put you on this earth? Do you really think you were put on this earth to be dictated by someone else? No. Do you really think, if you're a high achiever like me, if you're a high dreamer like me, do you really think you were put on this earth to work a 9 to 5 for someone else? Fair enough if that's what you want to do, but that's not what I want to do. And I've reiterated that so much, which is why my life looks like this until I get like this, right? I know there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but I've been in that situation where I've not seen it. And unfortunately for people that achieve a lot of success in life, have to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. That is where the growth comes from. Whatever your success is determined by, whether that's money, whether that's self-growth, whether that's development in any sense, physically, mentally, you have to go through something. You can't be who you are without that. And because I'm a deep thinker, I need someone that's going to come in and not cause me issues. I need someone that's going to come in where I don't have to teach them how to be with me. I'm tired of that. I don't need that. I've been through enough shit. I just need someone that's going to come in and add value to my life, and I'm going to add value to theirs. I have a lot to bring to the table. I know my worth. I don't need someone else telling me what I can and can't do. You know, I've had that before. I'm not saying that's what Dog Walking Guy is doing at all, but I've had that in previous relationships where people have told me what I can and can't do, what I can and can't wear, what I should and shouldn't do. Like, fuck off, no, quite fucking frankly. I'm not going to lose a part of me to keep you around anymore. I'm not going to silence myself to keep the peace, because that's what I've grown up to learn to do, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I have my parents tell me every day, Corey, you should get a 9 to 5. When are you going to get a proper job? This is my job. This is my job. I don't think you understand here. Like, this is what I'm born to do. If I don't do this, there's nothing else on me for this planet. There is nothing else for me. And I'm going to keep working till I achieve it. I don't think you quite fucking understand. And you don't, and you won't, and that's fine. But by the time you understand, it will be too late. Right. So I just don't need extra shit, if I'm honest with you, because it's just not needed. So you have to wholeheartedly believe in yourself. You know, people come up to me saying, Corey, I don't know how you keep going on. I don't know how you keep persisting through everything. I have a high level of persistence because I have a low tolerance of bullshit. I have a low tolerance of other people's fucking opinions. Right? My dreams, goals, and aspirations are way too big for Bob Up the Road's opinion on me and what I do. Even my parents. Fuck, I don't care. You really think deep down they want to put me on this earth just to work for someone else, which is not what I want to do, not what I'm good at, and not what I'm born to do? Not what I've been given this gift to do? I don't think so. I don't think that I was born to do it, and they wouldn't want me to do something I'm not happy in, as much as they seem to not care. When you know you're destined for more, which is why I have the tattoo on my neck that says destined, you don't ever look at other people's opinions and think, fuck, you know what, fuck it. Let me just sell my camera and put my lights in the bin. Let me just drop my microphone and break it for a second because, damn, Bob thinks that I'm crap. Right? And I think this comes back to me getting in my own head for a second, clocking myself after gaslighting myself by saying, oh, well, Dog Walking Guy's friends, like, laughing at him. But I'm like, they're laughing at him for being a good man and nice to me. Huh? Like, that's what I get from that. Like, that's what I get from that, right? That's the fucking root of the fucking problem here. Whether it's they're laughing at him because that's not him, then that's another problem. Whether they're laughing at him because that's like a non-masculine thing to do or that's a pussy thing to do. No, that's just a nice thing to do, because normally women aren't treated nice by people like fucking you, right? That's why I get pissed off. That's why I get angry, because it literally proves my point. It literally proves my point of why I want to do what I want to do. I might seem and say I'm pissed off, but it's just coming from a deep-rooted passion of mine because I care at the end of the day. I want a future with this guy. I want a great future for my children. I want a great future for my career. Am I going to get that by caring what people think? No. Am I going to get that by doing what people want me to do? No. Respectfully, you're not in my brain 24/7. You're not in my element 24/7. So you don't have, why should I take advice from someone that isn't doing what I'm doing? Dating isn't all sunshine and rainbows, but there is a little bit of cloud sometimes, right? There is a little bit of rain here and there, thunder. Weather is unpredictable. I couldn't have predicted it. I mean, I could have, technically. I would definitely have predicted that he would find out about the TikToks, but I planned to tell him at some point, but I just didn't know when. I didn't know when was the right point, but the universe was like, Corey, you know, it's gonna happen now because you need it. But yeah, at the end of the day, if you align yourself with what you want to do, and if you choose yourself and your decisions of what you want out of life, life will always be in your favor. If I didn't believe life was in my favour, I would have given up a long time ago. I would have genuinely curled up in a ball and thought, woe was me. I would have looked at everything that's happened to me, every single bad thing that's happened to me. I would have looked at and been like, damn, let me just go settle for this and kill a big part of me and regret it for the rest of my life and just be in this self-pity for the rest of my life. But no, I look at every closed door and I think that's a goddamn opportunity right there. I'm excited. I know something good is about to happen. You have to think that the world is in your corner, that the universe is in your favor. Because if you don't, you're going to seriously tank. I want you to sit down right now if that's what you're doing, if you're standing, if you're driving, I don't care. But you need to tell yourself, the world is working out in my favor. I choose the choices that align with me. The universe is working out for me. Everything works out for me. You just need to say that. Say that multiple times in your head. So that's where I stand. And at the end of the day, what will be will be. If it doesn't work, it wasn't meant to be. He wasn't the one. If it does work, bloody amazing. That's what I wanted in the first place, right? So I hope this hasn't come to a shock to you all, but I feel like you girls would have already at some point known that he would find out, right? But I also hope that this has helped someone or resonated with someone. I don't know. I'm always going to speak my truth, whether it hits or not. But for me, it's not all about the views. If it was, I would have given up a long time ago and I would have twisted the narrative and I would have found different ways to go about it. But I'm always going to stick to being authentically me. I don't think you can go wrong with aligning with yourself, if I'm honest. And trust in the universe, trust in God, trust in yourself. Whatever you believe in, whatever your faith is, you just have to go with that, right? Believe in yourself, love yourself, choose what's best for you. And that is all I can tell you. But I will obviously keep you updated on the whole dog walking guide situation over on TikTok. And check out my Instagram for obviously the girls group chat, which is where everything goes down, at Corey Blonde on Instagram, and then go in my bio. It's called The Girls Room. So yeah, just make sure you girls are subscribed, lastly. And if you're listening on Spotify, make sure you're followed. So yeah, with that being said, thank you girls for listening, and I will be back next Monday for another episode, and I will update you on how it all goes. If you have any questions, make sure to DM me. If you have any questions or dilemmas, send them in on the Girl Math Podcast Instagram at Girl Math Podcast. I will see you girls later. Goodbye.